Welcome to Culture Crash, where we examine American culture, what's new and old in books, film, and entertainment. I was in the first or second grade when I started reading Harry Potter books. My brother is 4 years older than me and insisted I read them. He insisted so much that he actually sat down and read the first 4 books to me. We once passed the time on a 25-hour car ride from Florida back home to Chicago by reading a majority of Goblet of Fire out loud. We waited in line at a bookstore until midnight for the Order of the Phoenix and the Deathly Hallows. We were busy when Half-Blood Prince came out, but went first thing in the morning. And yes, we went to see some of the movies at midnight. But, and hang with me, neither of us really loved the movies. I know it's tough to adapt books to movies, but some of the omissions really bothered us. Why is the longest book the shortest movie? Who decided to make the ultra-dark Sixth Year into a movie that is trying its hardest to be a coming-of-age comedy? And why, oh why, was a question Dumbledore asked Harry calmly in the books turned into this in the movie?
Harry!
I protest!
Harry, did you put your name in a goblet of fire?
No, sir.
You asked one of the older students to do it for you?
No, sir.
You're absolutely sure?
Yes, sir.
When Michael Gambon stepped into the role of Dumbledore after the passing of Richard Harris, the character transformed from the steady, wise presence we loved in the books into a jumpy, grouchy old man we could barely even recognize. I'm not trying to say the movies are all bad. Alfonso Cuarón's Prisoner of Azkaban film is actually kind of great, but on the whole, the 8-part movie series leaves a lot to be desired. And I know this isn't a new phenomenon. Book readers complain about adaptations all the time. But here's the good news. The books are still as magical as ever. My brother Joe, who made me love Harry Potter through that force of will, recently told me a story. He was watching Deathly Hallows Part 2 on TV and grew frustrated by the depiction. The climactic battle between Harry and He Who Shall Not Be Named is altered so significantly that he said he just turned it off instead of finishing it. But then he did something else. He walked upstairs, pulled book 7 off the shelf, and read the final few chapters, and felt transported back to Hogwarts. Joe is now a father of 3 little kids, and someday, sooner than later, he's going to be thrilled to share his love for Harry Potter with his children. But I think he's going to have to instill one little rule. Book before movie, no exceptions. Harry Potter is a fantastic series. It's so good that kids around the world spent summer nights waiting in a bookstore to read. It's so good that the internet celebrated the series turning 20 last month, and that we celebrate the finale turning 10 this week. The movies are fine. They give you a taste of what we learned at Hogwarts, but the books are exceptional. And it's what's written on those pages that will stay with us until the very end. I'm Evan Rook.